So this lesson is going to be about circles, and more specifically, it's going to be about lines that intersect circles. And you'll see what that means in just a second. So lines that intersect circles. So if we have a circle like you've been working with, and we draw a line right across the middle of it, you know that that is called a diameter. And then if we cut that line in half, like this, then you know that that little part there is called a radius. But there's a lot more lines that intersect circles than just a diameter and a radius. So I'm going to draw another circle. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to label a circle, or how to talk about a circle. So I'll put a point right in the middle and call that point C. So this is circle C, and the way we say that is we write circle C. And that tells us that the center of the circle is that point C. Now there's several different kinds of lines that can intersect a circle besides a diameter and a radius. So I'm going to draw a couple of them in there. So we could have something that goes like this. And what this is a segment that goes from one side of the circle to the other side of the circle. It doesn't go in the middle like a diameter. This is called a chord. The chord is just a segment that intersects a circle. So the diameter is a chord, but we call it a diameter. So if it's just like this, chord. Another kind of line that we could have intersect a circle is one that goes like this. And hopefully you can tell the difference between these two is that the chord is a segment, but this green one that I just made is more of a line. It goes all the way through it. So we can put some points here. This will be D and E. And this green line here is called a secant. S-E-C-A-N-T, secant. And then there's one more kind of line that we're going to talk about. And it will go like this. And this is called a tangent line. And if you remember when we did sine, cosine, and tangent, that's where the word tangent comes from. So this will be point F. Now this line, I just said, is called a tangent. And notice that the tangent line intersects a circle just at one point, while the other ones intersected at 2 points. And this point right here is called the point of tangency. So it's pretty common sense. It just means when you have a tangent line that just touches a circle at one point, the point of tangency is the one point. So it's just some vocabulary that you're going to need to know. If we were going to list this out, we would say that the chord is segment AB. We would say that the secant is line DE. And the tangent line here, notice I only have a point F. A lot of times you're going to see these marked with a letter like this. So the tangent is line L, and the point of tangency is just F. Okay, so that's how you would write about them if the question said to describe or write about or explain. We're going to move on, and we're going to work with something now called congruent circles. It's pretty simple. Okay, so congruent circles, and all that is two circles that are the same. So I have this circle, and I have the same circle again. But the way you can tell if two circles are congruent, so this is be circle A, circle B. Okay, if they have a radius that's congruent, so let's say this is AC, this is B, D. So we would write, or you would say, that circle A is congruent to circle B if AC is congruent to BD. And that goes the other way. So if you have a circle that has two radiuses that are congruent, you can say that the circles are congruent. So that goes both ways. So that's two theorems kind of wrapped up into one picture. Another type of circles that you need to know about are concentric circles. So concentric circles. And if you don't know what the word concentric means, don't feel bad. I didn't know what it meant when I started teaching geometry. It just means a circle inside a circle like this. But it's not just a circle inside a circle like this. What do you think they have to have in common? Concentric circles are circles that have the same center. So here's the radius of that circle. Here's the radius of that circle. So there's nothing special about the radius or the circles or anything like that. Just concentric circles are circles with the same center. Okay, so these are two vocabulary words that you need to be very familiar with: congruent circles and concentric circles. So now we're going to work on something, or learn about something called tangent circles. And this is all going to be vocabulary today, so we're not going to do any math problems in this video. It's just letting you learn what these words mean. So tangent circles are circles that intersect in just one point. So we have these two circles. They intersect right there. And these two are called internally tangent. And I'll draw you another picture here of externally tangent so you can see the difference. Okay, these two circles are called externally tangent. So hopefully you can kind of make the connection between these two pictures. Internally tangent, one's inside the other one, and they intersect in one point. Externally tangent, they're not inside each other, but they still just intersect in one point. Now, another thing that goes along with internal and external is if we have two circles like this, and these two circles have a common tangent like this, and we could draw another one on the other side. So see how they have the same tangent line, but the circles are in between them, and these circles have a common internal tangent. Okay, just vocabulary. And we can also have a common external tangent, so do a picture of what that looks like. Look like this. Or it could go the other way, look like this. So these two circles have common external tangents. But nothing too exciting, just vocabulary, vocabulary, vocabulary. You've got to know what all these words mean. So just got a couple more things, and these are more theorems now than vocabulary. So if we have a circle that has a tangent line, so this would be circle C, tangent line L, and I'm going to draw a radius in this circle, but I'm going to make sure that this radius goes from C, not just to the side, but goes exactly to the point of tangency. So right there. And when that happens, when your radius intersects your tangent line, that intersection is always perpendicular. So this will be point D. So basically what you need to get out of this is when you see a picture of a circle with a tangent line and a radius is drawn to the tangent line, then CD is perpendicular to line L, that means that L is tangent to circle C. And also, if you see a line L that's tangent to a circle, that also implies that the radius is perpendicular to the line. So it works both ways. Just a simple idea. Got one more and then we're done. So here is my circle, and since we've been using C a whole bunch, we'll switch and use a different letter. This will be circle P. And I'm going to put a point way out here. We'll call this point A. So if you have a point that's outside of a circle like this, and then you have a tangent that goes from the point to the circle, well, there's also another one that could go to this part of the circle and be a tangent. And the interesting thing, or the only thing that you really need to learn about this, point B, point C, is that this tangent distance and this tangent distance are congruent to each other. So if you have AB and AC, tangent to circle P, then AB is congruent to AC. And the key to this one is that they both start from the same point. Okay, so you have two tangents that start from the same point, tangent to the same circle, then those two tangents are congruent to each other. So that's it. Make sure you know all these words and be ready to talk about it.